Welcome, guys. Welcome, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Let's go, guys. Enjoy a beautiful day. How's it going, guys? How's it going, chat? Welcome, everyone. Let's do this. We are live for a very important day. A day which also have a non-farm employment change, 155,000, much higher than expected on 118,000. Good morning, welcome everyone. Let's go, everyone. Look at the markets. What a massive pump we had yesterday from the VWAP. Exactly from the same level we are dealing with right now. Exactly, basically from the same level we are dealing right now. This is very interesting, guys. Very, very interesting. Good morning, chat. Good morning, everyone. Great and beautiful times we're having together on the markets, ready to deal with the current situation. Ready to look for some opportunities today. Big tariff day out there. 4 p.m. EST time, Trump is gonna have a speech. He's gonna have some announcements, especially for the tariff discussion, guys. Big deal with that, of course. President Trump speaks at 4 p.m. EST time today, so much later on. However, I'm looking for seeing some opportunity here. But it seems like the markets are very, very slow right now. Yeah, we're trading on the VWAP for the 15 minute. We're trading during strong conditions. Good morning, everyone. Welcome, chat. Make sure to like the video and get the numbers running. We are out here on a beautiful day. I guess it's Wednesday. $374. We got a 350s reacting so far. $350s are holding really well. But then we gotta see with the opening, of course. That's where the big deal is, guys. Openings on the markets. Good morning, fellas. Good morning, guys. Gold is looking nice on the 15 minute. It looks also nice on the hourly. S&P as well holds so far quite nicely. Probably had a really good closing out there. Really good closing out there. 633 is very, very near to the top. That's impressive. BTC very close to the breakout here. Bitcoin is actually extremely close if I'm sharing with you guys. The situation for the BTC is pretty much under the pressure of the environment resistance line of the trend, in a condition where a breakout here is very, very close to the point of decision, right? And that's something to consider for all of us. Back to Nasdaq, and we're going to talk about the other ones. It has been under the pressure. It has been under the pressure today. Absolutely normal when you got a risky day. Unpredictable day. Looks bullish on higher time frame, but pretty unpredictable right now. We're looking forward to monetizing this on a limit order here.
Order filled.
5 contracts. It's a significant bind, but we're trading basically the 250k account. Five contracts long, pre-market. Certainly I'm not expecting anything for today. Not only it's important not to expect during such days, but at the same time it's important to be cautious when it comes down to significant risks. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Trading on a VWAP right now. But that's an aggressive sell-off at a certain extent. For my trade, which is also exposed in aggressiveness with the numbers. Nvidia is having a much lower. Look at the closing and the way it went, and then the opening in the lows that we're having on 107, guys. That is pretty painful, by the way. Pretty painful. Denying the whole growth we had actually yesterday. Not comfortable at all. Testing out on a VWAP here. We did have the news of the day, non-farm employment change in terms of the scheduled one higher than expected, but then we've got President Trump speaking at 4 p.m. EST time today. in a very strong correlation with the tariff discussion, guys. Big deal is going to be out there on the markets. There is a lot of panic selling, and that's why yesterday, look at the Nvidia, we just pumped basically for the 5 minutes. 2 hours continuous movement, breaking the highs here and closing out. That was great. And now with the Asian sessions, we've been down a lot. Yeah, the weekly doji is in a very interesting situation. But again, when you got external news that are taking control over the markets, it is a difficult job to expect price prediction or technical analysis for the daily and weekly time frames to react. It is a market right now driven by the external factors in a significant way. So short term, you can pretty much go about the price action and the technicals during these times, but the higher you try to extend, the more you have to correlate with the day by day, with the minute by minute news that we've got. We're out of this
Order
contract,
filled.
we're out of this trade. Pretty bad here in the lows, testing it out, but we're trading on the VWAP, so it's an opportunity. Massive chances, guys, to get back into the 300s easily and quickly. A massive chance out there. There's a bunch of the people that will short the markets today, certainly that. Welcome everyone, welcome guys. Appreciate you coming in. Thank you. 350s in the way it looks right now, very unlikely this level holds. From my standpoint, a lot to be monetized into the downside. There is a very interesting level here of demand that we could nicely touch. We could very nicely touch that. About 12 minutes to go for the opening. $12 minutes to go. Thank you guys for coming. Gold looks amazing. Pushing higher and higher and putting strength against 165 right there. There is a strong supply that kept us, but at the same time the lows of the structure we're trading is pushing for a ascending movement.
Order filled.
We're back in a short at this time with a decent invalidation above the structure. Looking forward, seeing the markets taking the lows on 344. And we could nicely monetize that. If that would be the case. Less than 10 minutes to go, guys, for the opening. Obviously, if this is breaking above, gotta cut it out.
Order filled.
Yep, have to cut it out. Had to cut it away. I mean, it seems to be holding on something, but nothing special so far. Thank you guys for visiting, by the way.
Order filled.
Testing out a new short position here with the stop above. Looking forward to seeing the markets break below if that's the case.
Order filled.
$15 points down from here, from 356 into the 40s. That would be a nice movement. Just before the market opening, breaking below the structure. We had a couple of great openings for the longs. Markets pumped straight away, so that's why gotta be careful on that pattern, guys. And let's go for a nice trade here. We got a bunch of contracts. We're sitting on 8 minis. Sitting on 8 minis. Pre-market 8 minis, 7 minutes to go. Going to cut this trade at that level. If we don't get down from here, we could nicely press for liquidity sweep as usually. Let's go, guys. Give me that in the current candle, otherwise I'm out. Give me the liquidity sweep right now. Otherwise I am fully out of this. Moving the stop loss a little bit in profit. We're trailing with that one. A lot of the room for the market is for the downside. It's just a question of opportunity and timing here for me. This is also a perfect candle to be rejected and continue down. But we gotta play very, very tight on this one, guys. Let's go. Let's go take that liquidity out.
Order
We
filled.
gotta get out some of the contracts. I don't like that rejection so far. We sold 3 contracts right there. I'm gonna put a target a little bit lower, guys. Let's go, everyone. Just a little bit lower with 5 minutes to go.
Order filled.
Beautiful. Has been touched. Great. Has been touched. Great. We've recovered some. That one deserves fireworks. Had to play that very, very tight, but that one really deserves fireworks. We recovered somewhere around $2,600 in this trade. Difficult one, guys. Real difficult one. $90 points lower on the PDL, indeed. So there is a bunch of the room and space for the markets to play around. Make sure to like the video, guys. Subscribe to the channel, of course. Let's get the numbers running around and prepare for the opening. Thank you guys, by the way, for coming. We only got 3 minutes to go. Very interesting situation here in the way the markets have been dumping for the last... There's a continuation here for the last 15 hours, everyone. 15 hours of market continuation to the downside for the Nasdaq. Same story goes along for many other. There is a demand zone here. We could get into the liquidity point sitting around the 260s. That would be lovely. About 60 points from here, guys. That would be lovely on 260s. 3 minutes to go. If we get any spike to the top side, I think that might face a sell-off. We got a demand zone sitting below us, which is enjoyable to be wiped out, enjoyable to be revisited. Good morning, Kevin. Good morning, guys. Hope you're having a great time. It's a relaxing Wednesday as usually out here on the stream. We are having a great time. Do not necessarily have to connect the current news of the markets in terms of the economical with President Trump speaking as bearish outcome necessity. Markets might already digested that. So during this cases, I actually prefer to see the outcome and deal with the outcome instead of trying to predict the outcome. I guess the uncertainty level is so high that nothing else than just gambling when you have to deal with such cases. And it's not about gambling. How do you connect the relationship with the news, with the nature of the news, with the type of bearish, bullish kind of economy news? But it's more likely, how does the market considers it? Previous day low sitting around 264, which is basically, for the opening, guys, a good target to take us down into 264 and then have another great runner for the day. Right? Take a look at that. Previous day low. I don't think that's a bad option. 30 seconds to go, everyone, for the opening. Appreciate it. $15 seconds.
Order
We're
filled.
gonna grab our short position right before the opening. Risky deal, indeed. 5 seconds to go and the bell is ringing. 2 seconds. And here we are, everyone. Let's go. That's a quick bullish opening so far. Market is pumping.
Order filled.
But I would love to see a nice rejection on that one, guys.
Order filled.
4 contracts out here. Obviously, if the market continues aggressively, we gotta be out.
Order filled.
5 contracts. Now let's go to the other side. Let's deny this green candle and go to the other side.
Order filled.
6 contracts. Let's go to the other side, fellas.
Order
Exiting
filled.
out of 2. Look at that, boys. 3,400 would be out there. Stop loss on my entry. Let's go, guys. We
Order
got 4
filled.
contracts and the stop loss has been triggered there. Did not expect another 1-minute push compared to what we had right on the opening. That was a nice denial, like a hammer type of candle, which is usually representing in this case scenario a market continuation. But you got your VWAP on 360, so you could get rejected by that. But again, positioning against such buying
Order
pressure
filled.
here, I don't think is something that I'd like to be part of. Let's go, guys. We're in a quick scalp here. Let's go for the high target, $705, 3 contracts. Stop loss below this, right there. 3 contracts on the trade.
Order filled.
Nah. It did not held.
Order filled.
Let's take this back to the top.
Order filled.
6 contracts long. Pretty aggressive. $3,500 target. 10 points to go, guys, for the target. Exiting
Order
out
filled.
of 3. Exiting
Order
out of the
filled.
rest. 1,600 profit. Beautiful. Fireworks for that. We actually made a lot more in this trade. Because we were down with more than 1,000. We're down by 1,200. So there is $2,800 profit in this trade, guys. Beautiful. This is a different type of trading than I performed so far. This is a total different type of trading, which is much more aggressive. $1,600 profit on a copy traded account is just great. Now that's a beautiful reaction on the 5-minute that we got from Nasdaq. What's happening with the Nvidia? Nvidia is opening on the VWAP. Look at that. With a massive gap, and of course, with a lot of the strength to fill that gap, it's going to be a very interesting day. Very, very interesting day. And then the S&P 500 is the same story, guys. Quickly reclaiming the VWAP, and the market is pushing. No wonder, no surprise, Nasdaq looks like this. And no wonder, no surprise, it's going to continue. Very, very likely. Good trading so far. Good trading so far. They're pushing for the BTC movement as well. The crypto space might explode today. 85,500 is basically where the resistance sits. With Nvidia and S&P completing the gap, filling up the gap, it's going to be a very strong movement for the crypto space to the top side. And then if we get bullish and positive news from President Trump, it's going to be a hell of a week. Look at that, guys. Ripping off. Let's go, everyone. Thank you, by the way, for visiting. Thank you for coming in. We got to monitor S&P a little more. Opening below yesterday's afternoon low, but at the same time, yesterday PTL has not been grabbed. Look at the reaction, guys. Crazy. Crazy how it has been front run everyone that expected basically orders below 300s down to 260s, right? A lot of the orders and liquidity there that was expecting unlimited orders, and they have not been filled. The market is running to the other side. So people, some of the retail traders, of course, they FOMO into the markets as soon as they can. Very emotional opening here with a 160 points pump in 7 minutes. 160 points. This is a situation that is impossible to test out shorts in the way it pumps today, guys. Impossible. You got a 5-minute 200 EMA where you could test out something. Speaking about actually myself. But with such energy, it's a little bit crazy, right?
Order filled.
I'm gonna test the contract out here.
Order filled.
2 contracts. Oh, look at that. It's ripping, guys.
Order
3
filled.
contracts. You know, as soon as the market goes into 496 right here, I'm gonna get out
Order
of this and
filled.
I'm out. We made some profit. We definitely made some profit with that. We're up to $2,000, so we made probably about $300 or so. Beautiful. Beautiful scalping. We've been scalping, we've been shorting that. Making money from longs, making money from shorts as well, when just longs are dominating is crazy, but it worked out today. Thank you guys for coming in. Appreciate it. Make sure to like the video. We're streaming from Monday to Friday. Welcome, Sebastian. Welcome, guys. So first 9 minutes in the markets, less than 10 minutes in the markets, and we're up by $2,000 already. And this is just great. Real trading happens here. Just on stream. This is the #1 condition, guys, to be legit, fully transparent and honest. Trading only on stream. We do not need numbers added from the back end. We do not need numbers added from the back end. So the level you see today at the closing time of my stream will be the levels you're going to see tomorrow as well. And this is happening on all the streams. You're not going to see another $3,000 added from the back until we just get to the point to show you tens of thousands artificially cashed out, which is attracting people into the firms and making them believe this is easy. No, you actually need an honest, transparent perspective how the trading and the reality of trading is. And you can definitely correlate it with some of my mistakes as well. You can definitely feel familiar with some of my situations, guys. And this is very important for you guys, of course. We are learning together. There's not much expected basically from the pullbacks in the way we open here, because these two candlesticks are representing extreme power. Right? So Nvidia as well is just crazy. Look at it, gold is going for the breakout. It wants to go for the all-time high. DXY is finding a form of support at 104 and reacts positively. Everything is just S&P 500 is nicely filling up the gap slowly. But there is a constant higher low here created, especially after the market retracement we had on higher time frames. Let me share with you, for example, on Nasdaq. I mean, let's not forget the fact that we were up to 22,400s. And the time we clearly started to downtrend, we were 22,300s. Look at the 4-hour candlestick we have here, guys. Look at the massive amount of rejection coming into the 4-hour that we got to deal at this point. So this is the reality of the market right now. Breaking above and starting to fill up. There is a fair value gap in that candle with a liquidity all the way to 844. So we should go for that. We should definitely go for that. And then the target here for a temporary movement remains basically in the 200 EMA. That sits at the moment on 20,300s. That is the reality. This is where we are. Now, let's get down into the small time frame. $200 EMA rejecting so far. 1 minute wants to create a bearish structure here. But that's not an issue. BTC is also near to the resistance line. Everything is in a correlation. S&P 500 is also on the 200 EMA. So obviously the reaction is needed. But we are not going to get scared about it. We're going to take the Fibonacci extension and deal with this from the high. Looking into the irregular form, the golden pocket is going to be on 444. 445 actually. 450 is 445. So if the market retraces into the golden pocket, I'm gonna be happy to give it a try for a movement back into the 200 EMA and the 500s. Give me that 50s. Give me another 25 points movement. And I'm gonna be happy to test out a golden pocket here. Thank you guys, by the way, for coming. Appreciate it. Let's test out a short here. This candle wants to reject and continue if the market is not to be bearish, but if the market wants to go a little bit lower, correct a little bit lower. We got 5 contracts on minis, which is a lot. So I'm gonna be happy even with 10 points. It has to reject here, otherwise I have to be out. Like I'm not gonna allow this one to run back to the top. I'm out. There's so much strength here. Look at that, guys. Very likely breaks above. Very, very likely breaks above. Crazy, crazy. This is still having power, guys. I'm sorry. But this is still having power. There is no room right now to test out shorts, but at the same time, longing a such pump on the opening is not my taste for the moment. Let me ask you a question, chat, in the comments, in the chat with a pool. VWAP holding on the 4 hours quite a few times. The question for today is, are we going to break out of the 700s today? So 19,700s is the question, all the way basically continuing. So breakout. Total control for the buyers. Are we going and continue bullish? This is the question, guys. Started a pool. Let me know, chat, what you think about. This is, by the way, a perfect moment for scalping. We got sufficient volatility that we could use to take advantage of. Let me know, guys, what do you think about the current situation here? Would be nice to get back into the 510, 520s, down to 477. Well, the thing is, what would be nice is not exactly what the market wants to be nice about. Could be a...
Order filled.
Could be testing out a short here. Just a little scalp.
Order filled.
Little 20 points movement.
Order filled. Order filled.
Let's go for a rejection here, guys, on the scandal. We don't need another green setup. It's a nice rejection point. I don't
Order
like that,
filled.
guys. Got to cut it out. We're down. We're down with this one. We're not moving lower that easily. We're not actually moving lower at all. Got to fight this one back. We'll
Order
test
filled.
out another opportunity here.
Order filled.
We'll test out another move here. go down into the 35. Two red candles right there, sweeping some of the liquidity. Is a over leveraged fellas out there at this level. Crazy. Nah. Time to press right now with this one. Look at that, guys.
Order filled.
Going to use a stop loss above the structure. Time to reject here in the top. Let's go. Give me that rejection here, guys. £10, quick rejection needed. Otherwise, if we're breaking, it's gonna be difficult. Difficult to maintain. That's very close to them. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Give me that bit of a sell-off right now. Beautiful. Come on. Let's do this.
Order filled. Order filled.
Sold some of the contracts. Had to sell some of the contracts. We were extremely overexposed. And have to secure
Order
this
filled.
position, guys. We basically recovered about $2,000. We are back to zero. This has been a good trade. This has been a good trade, but it's difficult for shorts. Very, very difficult, and it's not worth it. Certainly not worth it for the shorts. Pulling back a little bit on the markets, but not a big deal, guys. So now, working around this way, back to the 500s. If we get that entry,
Order filled.
testing out a little short out here, sweeping the liquidity below 30s. There's so much about that one. We had a powerful 1 minute closing. We should be able to connect to bearish closings.
Order
Come out
filled.
of this. Another quick scalping. We recovered about 2,000. We're looking forward for better numbers. Exactly. Interesting time out here. Difficult to make money out of shorts. We have tons of green candles and then just a few red ones. The cost of opportunity is insane. President Trump speaks today at 4 p.m. EST time. Big deal on the tariff. We don't know how does the market is going to appreciate whether we talk about bullish or bearish news out there. Depends how does he or the entire administration wants to respond to what's happening at the moment. He might want to see the rates down more than we could expect. He's obviously focusing for a much longer term than weeks and months approach, especially with the economy. Obviously, he's not bothered with the current downtrend. There are solutions for that. The same thing happens, guys, when it comes into the crypto discussion. We should not be bothered about a crypto situation at all. Especially for the altcoins. Interesting situation to trade at here. How high are they going to take the candle and the upcoming 5-minute? Because usually in a such retest here, in a non-bullish, in a non-so-strong bullish market conditions, this is a good time to re-short for a lower low, right? But in a such case like we're right now, this is very difficult.
Order filled.
Testing out a short here with a stop loss slightly above, but kind of risking a lot on that. It might not even worth it.
Order filled.
We made about $250. So we moved to green, 529 level and pumped. Exactly, a very, very small retest. But the good part is we made some money with that one too. I like to see the volatility coming out very, very soon. Thank you guys for coming. Make sure to subscribe, like the video. At the same time, I'm trading on Ticktick Trader for those of you that would like to be part of Project X platform. They also got TradeAway that you can connect with NinjaTrader. Running right now on 45% discount on all the instant funded accounts. So you do not need to go through challenges. You get funded straight away. You gotta achieve the safety threshold first, which is at 5% of the account size. And then whatever money you make above that can be cashed out. There is a lot of the accounts types. Here you go. This is the price basically at the end of the day. Straight to funded, instant funded, direct funded, whatever way you want to call it, with 45% discount apply with my code SCRAMBO at the checkout. So you have the numbers right there. And at the same time, I have my last video explaining the last rules that came out. Maximum 3 accounts that you can have simultaneously. Let's go for some nice pressure.
Order
I
filled.
think the market is going for the liquidity, guys, to the top here.
Order filled.
I think the market is going for the liquidity.
Order filled.
That's a great target. $3,000 would be. We are out here on a strong push, riding the momentum. We need about 10 points. 10 points visiting the liquidity from the top. $3,000. Let's go, guys. I'm
Order
out of
filled.
this. 3,185. Beautiful. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Look at that. Beautiful. PNL has been realized, and this is copy traded, so we're doing it on 2 accounts. This is copy traded. The other one has 3,150, and the first one, the leader, has 3,185. Told you about the liquidity sweeping above. Have been waiting for the perfect moment, and then I jumped on board. Continued the move quickly, taking my numbers out. So we pretty much touched the target in the first 16 minutes since we started the stream. I don't think we actually got 60 minutes out here since we started. But we touched the target basically for the 250k account in the first 60-minute, guys. That's lovely. That is lovely. Make sure to like the video, by the way. There is the consistency rule of 20%. Yes, Rocket, 3,000 for 150k. The withdrawal limits are still there, but you take out as much as you want up to the limit. Up to the limit. Not higher than the limit. You will be able to cash out as much as you want from the live account, which means to be on the 6. Good job, Aloe. Aloe trade, 74 points. Beautiful. We didn't got that many points, but we were out on big contracts. We were out on a lot of the contracts, actually. We've been trading aggressively today, and just like I told you last time. Of course, you can also not cash out anything and build the account higher and higher, and then go basically with a big portfolio on the live trading. That's something as well, but it's very difficult. So definitely suggesting you at least to cover the initial expenses you have. Definitely cover that. And then think about other things and construct a strategy as soon as you are fully relaxed with your initial investments. However, in order to become a trader is actually an investment from scratch. You have to invest a lot of the resources, such as material resources and non-material resources. Time and money. Skills, knowledge, they have to be invested. It's not possible to become a trader without investing and losing, guys. That's something that every trader is going through, a period of losses. This kind of losses, from my standpoint, are pretty much guaranteed. So it's just a question of how do you control those losses. Expecting to be a good trader from the first day of trading, or for the first month, or from your first period, till you're not confirmed, right? Till you're not confirmed by your own numbers. Expecting to be a good trader during those periods is unrealistic, unfeasible, and it's also wrong. At the same time, that comes in with a correlation. Expecting not to lose money during that period is wrong. You're losing money because you're paying for education. Now, it matters, how do you treat that education? How do you behave? And how do you position yourself with that education? Do you use it in your favor or not? Or do you just pay to have a emotional experience out here in the markets, grab some adrenaline, and that's it? That's also something a lot of the people do. Adrenaline, and that's it, guys. Totally wrong. Has nothing to do with becoming a trader. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to like the video and enjoy our presentation out here. 45 discount on the Ticktick trader accounts, the place I'm trading right here on the Project X platform. The link is in the chat. It is also in the description area. You can grab the accounts. Code is Scrambo at the checkout. We are having a great time, including the 250k account is discount, the one I'm trading. We're already up 5,550 bucks on this one since we started. We just started basically on the 1st of April. 2,365 yesterday, today also. A good number. If we do in the next 2 days another $2,500 on each, we're going to be at $10,000 in 4 days. And then there's not much to do the next week to qualify. We kind of did big numbers out here, so it's very comfortable to watch. But now, what do I have to do? I have to go ahead and trade the 150k. We got two 250 and one 150. This 150 has 1,130 bucks made. Today, 1,130 bucks made. Actually, yesterday, not today. Today has not been traded. But I'm looking forward to trading this one as well, and gotta...
Order filled.
Let's test out a short here, guys. I do like the price section here for a little short. Not much, of course.
Order
I'm out.
filled.
250 bucks. There you go. Just about calling it. Let's have our short, and it's already exited. We held this one for 6 seconds. We made $260. Pretty good. But that's absolutely normal when it comes down to minis. Big volatility out here. Huge volatility out here in the markets. I would look into the 1 minute, guys, and we have a total convergence here. A total convergence on the CRSI. Those are certain levels that we could consider. The market pulling back into the 30s, into the 25, 30s, and then have another run up from there. Probably the market is going to range for a period of here above the 500s. Beautiful time out here. Tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. scheduled news on unemployment claims. Thursday, and then ISM services PMI tomorrow as well at 10 a.m. Friday is going to be a big day as well, with Powell speaking at 11:25 a.m. EST time as well. A lot of the other news on 8:30. A lot of them. Unemployment rate, unemployment claims. The other day, yeah. It's a big week out here. And then the next one. Let's have a look into the next one from 7th to 11th. Wow, we've got the CPI the upcoming week, core PPI as well, FOMC meeting minutes. But then we don't have too much scheduled for Monday and Tuesday, guys. Nothing scheduled for the start of the week. There's going to be sufficient and bunch of movement from President Trump's pumping and dumping scenario that is considered basically from today, 4 p.m. Let's go. That's an interesting spot right there.
Order filled.
That's an interesting spot right there.
Order
and I'm
filled.
out. We made $300 on that one. 380 actually. And we've been holding this one for 3 seconds. Good job, Kevin. Again, you finished for the day. And you're taking all the money from the markets. With the great profits you've been doing. You've been constantly pushing. Interesting spot here around the 500 levels and even slightly below the 500s. Revisiting with the price action standpoint this lows here. This one. But that's below the 500s. Gonna test out a long here.
Order filled.
2 contracts.
Order filled.
3 contracts. On a 150k account, this is
Order filled.
This is a lot. 4 contracts. I'm gonna sell some.
Order
Sold
filled.
2. And
Order
I'm selling
filled.
the rest of it. We made a lot on that, guys. Look at it. We made a lot on that. We're up by 1,230. So we made $700 on that quick scalping, fellas. And we gotta push the fireworks. I mean, we did had a few trades that were great. Few ways of monetizing the markets. We got into the lows here around the 500s. For minor reactions, it's good to trade like this. Leon, there is no longer this 10 seconds rule. They deleted the 10 seconds rule. That rule no longer exists and can no longer affect you. You can trade whatever way you want to trade. Yeah, Shiny Paladin. Let me tell you about the websites that are monitoring payouts through the blockchain, because this is what Payout Junction is doing, and there's other websites as well monitoring. You know that some companies, and what I'm trying to tell you here is that Payout Junction and that kind of monitoring is lack of value, because you will never know the accounts on the blockchain that receive that money, if it's a real client or it's just simply one of the account belongs to the company. So they send all this thing through Rise on the blockchain to have numbers on Payout Junction and other websites that are monitoring the blockchain payouts through Rise, recycling money basically to their own accounts just to show you numbers that we actually paid, I don't know, 250k today, $300,000 today, and so on. Right, so that's why a lot of the companies are doing that, guys, just to recycle money and show you big payouts that they did. Meanwhile, those accounts are belonging to them. You can create a lot of the accounts on Rise and on Chain as well. Yeah. What I'm trying to explain is you will never know if that payout went to a real customer or simply to their own accounts. You will never know this. And there were companies doing that. There are still companies doing it. And then they show you basically how this, you know, we paid out $300,000. We are legit. But again, you never know if that 300 grand went out to real customers. Right? So not even simply reviews or testimonials from Discord. At a certain extent, some of them are not legit. What is legit basically is exactly how they take care about you. That's the only legit thing. It's not even with me, guys, because they know I'm an influencer and they take care about me differently. If I go to a company right now, to whatever company, guys, you want, I introduce myself, they know me. They know me from the time I'm signing up. So they take care about me in terms of the services I'm receiving are different
Order
than
filled.
the services the
Order
majority would
filled.
actually receive. Because they have an incentive to do that with me, guys. We're in with 4 contracts here. But this is looking ugly, and I'm going to cut it off if this thing wants to go lower. Right, I'm receiving different services. They want to create a different image when giving me accounts, when sort of away giving me, you know, accounts to basically perform giveaways, to basically do this, do that. A lot of promotion, a lot of the offers. When you're a streamer, you get a lot
Order
of the
filled.
offers. I'm
Order
out.
filled.
Beautiful. We made about $500 on that one. You know the company paying in reality, there's many ways basically to know the company if it pays in reality. If you know basically who is behind the company, if you have a consideration who is behind, this is the most important thing, who is behind the company, the way they have been performing in the past as well. Trustpilot at a certain extent is good, but again, Trustpilot can be tweaked by the companies. They invest a lot of resources in making sure their Trustpilot looks great. There's also companies, it's very interesting, that do not have Trustpilot and they're good. So it is a difficult job to know at a certain extent about a company. It's just like I said, if I go out there to a company, they're going to drop me accounts to trade. They're going to drop me accounts for promotion. They're going to drop me accounts for giveaways, which is not happening to a guy that is not running on a live stream show. And simply, if I'm going to request a payout, I'm going to get it in a day or 2 days, much faster than the majority. So if I look to those things, I'm not going to be able to create the real and transparent user experience, because that is not the general user experience that I will receive. So I have to apply and run through services differently, guys. When we're doing right now the testings basically with prop firms for the prop firm review websites. We do this in the backend, and I'm signing up with a different email, with a different name, on a different identity, because I want to make sure we get an experience from the user, and I get an experience from the user that is not known, and there's no incentive basically to boost the services in hope of whatsoever promotion, right? I'm doing the testings right now for our prop firm review website from a different identity, just to avoid this kind of privileged situations that are happening. This is what the businesses are doing. Automatically they set you in a privileged status, and that's bad. So we're up by $1,790 right here. We're also up a lot on the, I'm not going to trade the 250k accounts anymore today. $3,000 up on this one. 1,790 up right here as well. We kind of made a lot today. We made $6,000, $8,000 totally on the 3 accounts. So that must be great. Make sure to join my Discord, fellas. For those of you that joined recently, we're going to have a beautiful time out here. We've got a bunch of enthusiasm as well. Just like I said, giveaways, preparing for a prop firm review website with the best coupons available, with the maximum discounts for the user base. Make sure to be up to date on my Discord with that. And I guess we actually having a great time. Good job, Kevin. Good job. Exactly. So the prop firm space and the trading we can do with the prop firms is in many ways very beneficial, guys. There are challenges, there are instant funding, there are so many options out there where you can practice and train and prepare. You have to see the stage as a preparation stage. You don't have to see the stage as something that you're gonna last forever and you're gonna make money in 20 years from now. You know, you have to consider that this is just a pre-trader stage that gives you sufficient tools to tweak, adjust, improve your trading career. It is a career you have to work. So instead of paying big price and working on this career, you have the ability to pay smaller prices with the props. And that's a very, very good solution, because the end goal has to be personal fund trading. That has to be the end goal. And even when you're going to move, let's say you manage to collect $20,000 from prop firms in a year, pure profits, and you want to take that 20 grand. You know that in the last 12 months you made 20 grand, and you kind of know what you can expect from yourself. You kind of know that you have a level of confidence in your trading that is running good at an extent. So you take that money and you put it in a personal account, 20 grand. At the time you're going to start trading there, it's going to be a total different experience as well. You'll have to see how difficult it is to apply the same level of knowledge, skills, and execution you had on props. How difficult it is for your performance to be the same like it was during props. And you're kind of the same person, but just because you are fully trading on your own resources, and every $100 is actually $100 here, it's different with the drawdown we're buying, purchasing. Look at that, guys. So for $550 you're purchasing a $9,000 drawdown. In order to have $9,000 drawdown on a personal account, you need to deposit minimum $9,000. Actually more than that. So it's a total different story. Which is also helping the props in some way. A lot of the people underestimate the amount of money they're spending. I mean, when it comes down to props that are running challenges, people spend more than instant funding in so many cases. It's crazy, right? So from challenges that are costing $40-$50 or $30 or whatever, and then you gotta activate that. You end up, spending $200 on an account minimum, but there's people spending between $400 and $500 on average for accounts of challenges to get it confirmed. And then you gotta start trading basically after spend $400 or $500. You also spend a couple of days. It's taking time. It's not an easy journey. There are advantages and disadvantages on both sides when it comes to challenges and instant funding. I'm also going to share with you, at the time we start running the prop firm website, with a prop firm review website, we're going to have a lot of prop firms that we're going to review from the challenges category into the instant funded. There are not many firms out there. There's basically the big ones, which you already know, guys. You're already clients of those for years. But there's also other firms as well that do represent a level of seriousness and great services and products. So it's also worth to consider them as well, which is what we're going to bring into the markets. Like I said, we're trying to construct an authority of the upcoming prop firm review website. We're trying to make sure that if you get tagged on that website, there is going to be discussion basically of other prop firms as well, but that one is going to come in the future for sure. So exactly, Kevin, that's the idea. And this is really important for people to understand. It's not just about how great a prop firm is without any negative feeling about it, and how well it delivers in a perfect manner all the services existing in someone's mind. That will never exist. So just think about, if you would be an owner of a prop firm, you would have about 10% of your clients would not be satisfied. Usually, 5 to 10% of the clients will always find something. We'll always find something. And even when you're trying to be perfect, there is even that 1% guy. There is one guy that comes out and you know, thinks about something because he is focusing on discovering things that might not be perfect. So he's pointing those out in a way like that would be the general aspect of the business. But in the majority cases, those things are just exceptions, guys. Exceptions must be treated like that, exceptions. It's not the majority of how a business works with that instance. Which is why I said I would be an exception in testing a lot of the firms. If I go under a different identity, I'm going to be a regular client. That's the way to go. That's the way we are going to share informations about. Beautiful day so far, fellas. 1,800 here. Making money from longs, from shorts. We actually made a lot of the money today from shorts as well. The copy traded accounts are pretty strong. Let me
Order
test out a
filled.
quick short here. If this candle pulls back, I'm gonna be happy about it.
Order
We're
filled.
out. We made something. 170.
Order filled.
We're opening a short here.
Order filled.
Adding to it. 2 contracts.
Order
We're
filled.
out of this one as well. We made about total 200 on this one as well. So we're up to 2,140. This is why scalping is beautiful. And micro scalping as well, which is now allowed in Ticktick Trader. Micro scalping is now perfectly allowed. But in order to do micro scalping and worth it, to be worth it, you gotta deal with large contracts. Dealing with large contracts and playing with tight stop losses is not gonna work. Volatility will take you out, right? So the internal volatility on the move you play on, you know, I don't know, 20 ticks stop loss, it's gonna take you out. I've been testing that strategy. You're gonna get a bunch of losses that way. So if you want to work with such setups, you gotta use smaller contracts and work with a risk management that is beneficial. Look at that. Earlier we had a nice red candle when I made money in the previous one, and it just went all the way back. So without exiting at the time I did, what actually resulted in a beautiful loss at this time. It's that very moment that you just gotta push. And another thing that I like to tell you guys, never ever stick with a fixed target of take profit and with a fixed target of stop loss. The market is dynamic. The market communicates with you every second. When you open up a trade, you have a specific message from the market. You're dealing with that message at the time you're opening. But with every new second spent in the market with a live trade, the market communicates with you. And I'm right now referring to the day traders. So you as a day trader, the best thing you have to do, and you need to know about it, is the constant real-time feedback you're receiving and adapt to that. So adaptation, if that would exist, and it actually exists as a concept, constantly adapting, constantly. Never going in fixed about one thing. Missing targets just because at the beginning of the trade you said that this target has to be touched due to the fact that I like that dollar amount or whatever number of ticks, or that's what my ratio tells me that I always go double or triple than my stop loss. That's what I've seen right here, right there. It's not gonna work. You'll have to exit when you have to exit when the market tells you that it reverses, and you have to exit there. We're slowly grinding up. So this the problem. Thank you, Blockmetric. Thank you, buddy. That's the problem. People considering and behaving towards the markets, positioning themselves in a fixed manner. Meanwhile, the markets are very dynamic to you. Obviously, the hardest thing is to adjust yourself. Constantly adjust yourself. Make sure to like the video, fellas. We gotta take that number higher. Hope you enjoy our today's conversation. You know that we're not gonna trade anymore today, other than just this kind of little scalps making 100, 200 bucks. Do we get rejected here?
Order filled.
I hope for liquidity higher. I think liquidity, you know, is right there a little bit higher, and they want to sweep that. So I opened 2 contracts. As soon as we get a little bit higher, I'm out. For example,
Order
here,
filled.
I made $100. I made $100 in that one, and I will get back in that trade.
Order filled.
As soon as I got into my trade, it dumped 3 points. But I'm gonna...
Order filled.
We got 3 contracts, just a little bit higher. Sweep the high.
Order filled.
We made some money. We're 2,490. Beautiful, guys. Beautiful. We made about $300 probably totally on this quick trades, quick scalpings that we had. For me, this is the easier type of trading. It was not allowed back in the day with the micro scalping thing. But now I can close my trade in 2 seconds if I do. And that's it, right? And I could also DCA with something that I see gains momentum. And just to be part of the volatility of the market is not a problem at all. We are actually making here max profit for the 150k and max profit as well for the 250k. Max profit based on the consistency. Look at that, market is breaking above. We talked about a 700s, guys, and 63% confirmed. We are going to 700s today. And then continue bullish, right? So not just touching that and coming back to the 500s. Continuing bullish. What about bearish economical news coming out from Trump's speech? From President Trump's speech today at 4 p.m. EST time. What about terrible and bearish news? Well, the markets will squeeze to the top side. What do you think about that scenario, guys? That would be crazy. With a tariff war. We're gonna see how he's gonna respond to this. We have already seen how the alliances are constructing in the Asia in order to find different economical partners and different markets for their products. If they're with tariffs, car industry is suffering basically, especially when the 60% of their sales are coming from the USA for the Asian cars, especially from South Korea and Japan, right? Their manufacturing is out, they're selling out on 60% in the US. Putting a 25% on that tariff is terrible. They're trying alliances in different markets. They're trying to discover solutions for that. So in order to avoid significant decreases in the sales, 25% on a car is something. Nowadays, everything is something. We no longer have the surplus from 60s, 70s, 80s. New generation is having a difficult start in life. Very difficult start in life with the properties, with real estate, with everything on top of the shoulders. Life is more and more expensive, and it has totally changed after COVID. Beautiful, guys. You know, we've been just squeezing above, like I said. I've been part of it. I made the most. And I am pretty much happy on the way we pumped today with a portfolio, which is why, obviously, I'm going to call it a day. I'm gonna nicely call it a day. US made cars as well will increase their price by 20% in 6 months, probably speculating with the opportunity there is gonna be. Demand is gonna increase as well, and there's gonna be room between US made cars price and the Asia ones that are having tariffs. If the tariff is gonna be respected, or Trump might give up on that, we'll have to see what happens. But obviously things are gonna move to the upside in terms of pricings and increases. And the same thing happens with the German production, with the German manufacturing. Thank you, by the way, guys, for being out here. I'm gonna call it a day, like I said. So thank you, chat. Once again, guys, we've been having a productive discussion in the past 15 minutes. I've been not sitting in, you know, those kind of micro trades. I have been running a good spotlight on the trading, and I've been sniping to good scalps, good trades today. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it. We're looking forward to it tomorrow. Same hour for the starting time. 15 minutes before, actually 30 minutes, not 15. 30 minutes before the US opens. We are gonna be live. Thank you once again, guys. Happy times out here. Just to wrap up the things, we got basically on the copy traded accounts 3,185 on the first one, 3,150 on the second, which is about 6,300, and then 2,500 on the 150K. So that is $8,800 quickly. Thank you, guys. Looking forward to it tomorrow, continuing. I'm looking forward to having a good week, obviously, right? But especially trying to make another 4 to 5 grand on the 250K account. I got a lot of room out here with a drawdown. So that's great. Appreciate it, guys. Enjoy your day. Happy Wednesday. And looking forward to tomorrow. We'll talk to you soon, guys. Thank you.